Hey everyone, this is Michael Giacchino, and you're listening to Across the Bifrost.
Whosoever holds this hammer, if he be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this episode of Across the Bifrost, where on each and every episode, we explore the world of Marvel's Mighty Thor. I am your host, Ryan Doze, and today there are no Warriors 3 among us, but since today we're talking about Malekith, where Malekith takes front and center stage on today's episode, we're talking about villains, and I thought to myself, now, who's the most villainous person I know? Who's the person that knows baddies the best? Who, when he reads a comic, he says, bring on the bad guys. It's Russell Moran. So Russell's back to talk about Malekith, and we're going to read some Carnage today. It's going to be easily the most unpredictable episode that we've had yet. But Russ, what's up, man?
Well, I think you called the wrong number, because it's just the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Yeah, I got my Slim Jim endorsement coming across the aisle. Dig it, cream of the crop. Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm crying. So before we started, Russ said he had a surprise for me, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, Russ, your Macho Man is near perfect." It was like Macho came back from the grave. I'm resurrected, brother.
Well, Daddy, it takes a lot to do that impression.
God.
But when you've wined and dined with kings and queens and you slept in alleys and ate pork and beans, you know how it is.
Dusty Rhodes is here too.
I got one more for you.
Oh God, I know what's coming next.
Oh, you might not.
Have you added to your repertoire?
If I do not win the title, I will set myself on fire.
Oh my gosh, robot Kane voice. That's what I needed this morning. Oh, well, just so listeners, just so you know, all of this is happening at 7 a.m. my time because Russ has the work schedule of a vampire bat, and oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And for those of you who aren't wrestling fans, I think you're missing what's truly happening here. Is Russ is finding out like where my sweet spot is with wrestling, and he's just exploiting it. Oh my gosh! Oh, my face.
Well, you know.
Oh gosh! Really, we could probably just like talk in wrestling references the whole show.
When you get the chicken, well, you know, when you get the grapes, huh? And you get the mayonnaise, huh?
I thought to myself,
That's JEFFJARRET. Ain't I great? Ha ha.
everybody.
Okay.
So
that's a
man.
wrap. Good night, everyone.
Well, that's been the shortest episode we've ever had. But really, gosh, Russ, I'm so stoked to have you back. Really, this is just an excuse for us to hang out. And like we'll get to a comic, and we're gonna talk about the current run of Carnage today because that's the last thing that Malekith did. And we did this with Beta Ray Bill when we covered him in the first part of our Simonson saga. We did Daniel Warren Johnson's Beta Ray Bill miniseries from a year or two ago, which, by the way, if you haven't read that, go ahead. Russ, have you read the Argent Star limited series?
I haven't.
Oh, dude, it's right up your alley. Like there's so much pro wrestling in that.
Well, didn't he just do a series called Do a Power Bomb?
Yes.
I need to read that too. So,
oh my gosh, Do a Power Bomb. I honestly, Do a Power Bomb will speak to you on a next level. It's so good. Member of the Warriors 3, Will Rose, got me started on that book, and I am eternally grateful for him introducing me to Daniel Warren Johnson. And well, in his Beta Ray Bill stuff, if you read his Beta Ray Bill stuff after reading Do a Powerbomb, you can see some of the things that he was going to do in Do a Powerbomb, because Beta Ray Bill lays out clotheslines for days on he's in a bar fight. He throws a flying elbow at one point, and you're just like, I see you, Daniel Warren Johnson. I see what you're doing. And he's a big All Elite Wrestling fan. So he fits that stuff in. And but anyway, I mean that's what we did with Beta Ray Bill. Today we're here to keep the conversation about Malekith going, because he is an important villain in Thor's history, and he is a creation of Walt Simonson. He is he makes his first appearance early on in this Walt Simonson Thor run. But for those of you that maybe want more Malekith, and you didn't get enough of him last year when we did War of the Realms, which is Malekith's big glow up spot, he the last thing Malekith did, because at the end of War of the Realms, he goes to hell, and he's gonna serve time in hell. He's gonna do hard time, daddy, in hell. And he's gonna, the big boss man's there. It's Cobb County, Georgia, which, by the way, Cobb County, Georgia sounds like hell. So
yeah. But he's not going to rest in peace.
I swear wrestling fans are losing their minds right now. I know a few listeners that are just like, oh my gosh, this all the time, all of this, fantastic. We're going to talk about what Malekith did last, and really it's what happened to Malekith last, because we're going to be reading we've read and we're going to review the current series of Carnage. And Carnage is not a villain that I dip into the pool of a lot, but there are some great creators on this book that made me want to read this, and I thought it was a great opportunity for the villain guy and the Thor guy to get together and to chat about Carnage. So, Russ, I'm just curious, what's your history with Carnage and with Malekith, the main players of this comic?
Well, Malekith is my favorite Thor villain. I think you actually said on the last episode that he's kind of the Thor villain if you take Loki out of the equation. He's kind of the antithesis of what Thor is.
Yeah.
And I mean, I like him more than Loki just because I think he's got a cooler look, especially I think Malekith looked the best in those early issues of Thor God of Thunder, Jason Aaron, right after Gore, which is my other favorite Thor villain, is Gore.
It's a tough sophomore slump to come into.
Yeah. But
I believe the design on that Malekith was Ron Garney, so that's a good choice. Good choice.
Yeah, I've loved him. I also love someone who's, of course, attached to him is Curse.
Oh yeah, Algrim the Strong.
Curse was on the I can't remember the number, but he was on the cover of the first Thor comic I ever had.
Fantastic. We gotta track down that issue number.
Yeah, it's just I think it might have been his first one as Curse, because obviously you know that he was Algrim first,
right?
But yeah, and I'm pretty sure it had the little Secret Wars 2 tie-in in the top corner. So
fantastic.
But with Carnage, I love me some Carnage, but I've never been edgelord enough to read an ongoing series starring. That's not entirely true, because he had one from Jerry Conway, God, that's been almost 10 years ago now.
Jerry Conway Carnage series. That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, Venom was in there. Man-Wolf was in there.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But was it Star God?
No, it wasn't Star God.
But for the record, I need the guys from Bronze Age Monsters to hear this. I need a Cosmic Carnage versus John Jameson Star God series immediately.
Well, I just hope you know that as soon as Matt Howe hears Macho Man, he's turning this podcast off, and there will be no further listenings of Across the
You're
Bifrost.
like, okay,
You've lost a listener right there.
like,
No,
great. Two wrestling fans got together to talk about comics. How original.
yeah, but no, I really love Carnage. Sometimes I like he's kind of probably my third or fourth favorite Spider-Man villain.
Okay.
Um, I like that he's just he's crazy boy. He's like he's a lot like, the Joker, but maybe worse.
Uh yeah. Yeah. I could go with worse. Because he had, like, talk about the classic Dark Knight Christopher Nolan line, being an agent of chaos. I can't think of many villains that are more chaotic than Carnage. Like,
And it's all the more beautiful that these two psychos are meeting each other
oh,
in this WrestleMania match.
right, like, seriously, this has big wrestling energy to it. And I know, like, we've made that very apparent, everybody. At this point, some of you are thinking, like, we get it. You guys like wrestling, and it's probably a miracle any girl would come near you. So we like, but this has like a big showdown kind of feel to it, because Carnage is very dead set on a goal, and we'll get to that goal when we get into the issues. But Malekith is kind of this, like, he's this grizzled vet that's been taken out of the fight, and he lost his last big battle. He's trying to escape hell, and Carnage is like, this is like a Hell in a Cell match, but in hell.
It's kind of like this, Malekith's, he's like, I'm the big shit, oh, can I cuss on this, or is that off the
I think
limit?
you just decided we can.
Well, you might need to edit that.
Russ,
I don't know.
You're good. You're
Okay,
good. Everybody, there may be a few bad words in here, but cover your ears if you need to. And
I'm sorry.
We'll be fine.
But it's like Malekith is like, oh, I'm a big deal. I'm gonna get out of hell now, and then he hears this.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
That's Brock Lesnar.
I just need you all to know, Russ had that queued up. That's not something I added in. That's something Russ had queued up all on his own. Oh my gosh! And everybody, Russ is doing all this in an NWO Wolfpack shirt. So thank you very much for
Don't turn your back on the Wolfpack. You might wind up in a body bag.
Oh my gosh. So, and also, like, perfect segue, Russ, don't turn your back on Carnage. You will definitely end up in a body bag.
Yeah, and he has a red wolf.
So okay, we just need to, the video package has been shown, the history of the rivalry has been displayed. We need to ring the bell, and we need to get this sucker going. So the two things you need to know before we jump into the issues we're going to talk about, specifically issues 6 and 7 of the current run of Carnage, which is written by Ram V. And Ram V is doing great things with Swamp Thing over in DC. He really kind of popping off right now, doing these like pseudo superhero horror titles. That's really hit sweet spot vibe right there. Roger Antonio is I believe a Brazilian artist that's also doing some work on She-Hulk currently. If I'm wrong on that, my memory might not be serving me correctly, but I believe also doing some work on She-Hulk. And really, these covers, like, before we get into the actual like interiors, the covers are horror movie level creepy and scary and all eldritch, like,
very heavy metal album cover,
right? I feel like I'm looking at a Disturbed album cover.
Yeah.
Right? And the covers are done by Kendrick Lim, who absolutely just killing it on these covers. And so issues 4 and 5, before we jump into 6 and 7 with our proper Malekith versus Carnage in Hell storyline, issues 4 and 5 introduce our characters to us. There's Neely, who is bonded with the Carnage symbiote, and there is John Shade, who is bonded with Cletus Cassidy. Now, if you're a Carnage fan, you're probably thinking, oh, well, isn't Cletus Cassidy Carnage, and isn't Carnage Cletus Cassidy? And they touch on a little bit of that, how they've been bonded for so long that they carry pieces of the other person with them no matter what. But they're currently separated. They're going through a little bit of a tough time. They're thinking about, can we really make this marriage work? They need to go to some symbiote counseling, but that happens. Ram V seems like the kind of guy that's like, yeah, let's just get Cletus Cassidy and Carnage in the same room and just talk it out, man. Just talk it out. No violence.
Of course, this is in the aftermath of like Absolute Carnage and Donny Cates's Venom run, and the stuff with Null, and introducing the fact that the symbiotes leave a little bit of themselves in every person that they bond with, and they're called codexes, I think.
Yes, codexes.
Yeah. So so we don't really know like what's going on with Malekith and Carnage. At least I didn't, but that's because I didn't read 4 and 5. But
so, and Russ, I'll bet you some of our listeners didn't, so I'll tell you what happened in 4 and 5. 4 and 5, Carnage and Neely, they land on Svartalheim, which we know is where the Dark Elves are, and they interrupt a hunt where 6 warriors are all going to fight for the right to party. No, they're going to fight for the right. They're going to fight for the right to adopt these wolf pups that turn into the hounds that I'm assuming made up Malekith's, the hunting party at some point. But they're trying to basically prove themselves by getting these pups, and they fight each other. Well, Carnage, he needs some dark elf energy. He needs some dark elf practice. So he uses a very Predator style, which I know is not a property you know a lot about, Russ. So I'll explain to you who Predator is. Everybody, you should go check out Predator Prey, which am I saying that correctly?
Predator and Prey.
Predator and Prey, a Predator podcast that Russ does a fantastic job. By the way, super jealous that you get to talk to Ed Brisson. Seems like a very cool dude.
He is
and
a cool dude.
I can't wait to did you guys get my question about his Ghost Rider run?
Well, see, I actually missed the last one, so I don't know.
Okay. So Ed Brisson did a Ghost Rider, a short Ghost Rider run a few years ago, and it was cut short. And I was so in on where he was taking Johnny Blaze and Danny Ketch. Like, I was so in, and they cut it short, and I was like, no, I need more of it. And luckily Benjamin Percy took over for Ghost Rider, which is no slouch. Like, I'm on a huge Benjamin Percy kick right now.
I know we've asked Ed about that before, and he's still sore about it. So yeah.
Ooh, okay. So well, just omit my question. I'll just go back.
No. I don't. I think he's fine talking about it.
I mean, he's currently doing Predator, and Predator is pretty awesome.
Predator's good.
Yeah, and the beginning of this storyline that we're going to talk about is very Predator-like, because Carnage is playing the role of Predator, and the Dark Elves are playing the role of, really any jabronis that the Predator takes out. So
kill me, I'm right here.
Do it, come on.
Do it now, do
it. So basically, that's what happens in 4 and 5. That's really what happens to set up the introduction of Malekith, because in 6 and 7 we're going to see Carnage going after Malekith, and he wants his codex, the thing that Russ mentioned just a minute ago. So Russ, let's start on 6 and 7 and kind of just talk listeners through what Malekith's up to and what has happened to him. Do you have any opening thoughts on 6 and 7?
Well, it was fun. I was really thrown for a loop I mean, I hadn't read any of this series so far. I hadn't read 4 and 5. I did not know like the situation with Carnage essentially being in like two places at once.
Yeah.
Because the Carnage symbiote and Cletus have almost melded into one person, but they're in two different locations.
Yeah.
But I knew that Malekith was, serving hard times after War of the Realms. But I, I really like the art, but
Oh, Roger's great.
it's not like of course I don't expect it to be like the cover. That would be
The
preposterous.
cover is a little extra.
Um, but yeah, it's really violent.
Which,
Um,
if a Carnage comic wasn't, it
mhm.
would feel very betraying the character. And listeners to this show know I'm not one that's like, give me all the violence you've got. I love ultra violence and blood. Like, I have not read Keanu Reeves's Berserker, and I probably won't. I don't double Keanu Reeves reference. I don't enjoy the John Wick movies. Like, things like that. Like, I don't live for extra violence for violence's sake. But
So you're not a John Moxley fan, is what you're saying?
well, here's the thing: Mox can do what he wants with his own body. It's he's kind of insane. It still AEW champion John Moxley. No,
no.
I'm a little out on my AEW stuff. But man, Mox is crazy.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
For those of you that maybe are more WWE fans, the former Dean Ambrose, and the real life Jonathan Good, which is crazy that his name is Jonathan Good, and he's one of the worst human beings. Like, oh gosh, it's so crazy. But in speaking of crazy, when we actually get to hell and we get to Hela's dimension of the 10 realms, she basically says, no, like, when people aren't here to serve time for their sins, they're here to go through trials for their sins. And really what Malekith, where we left him at the end of War of the Realms, is he is pinned to a essentially like an X-shaped cross, and reliving kind of what could have been of his life. And his punishment, because he's so sadistic and villainous and evil, his punishment is thinking through how good his life could have been. That's his punishment. And he's doing this hard time, and John Shade comes across him and basically knows that the only way Shade is going to get out of hell is if Malekith shows him the way. And so he releases Malekith, and Malekith says, okay, I'll show you, I'll get you out of hell. I'll show you the way. Because at one point, this is not Malekith's first time in hell. This is not his first time in the prison of Nastrond. And Hela is kind of casual about this. She's like, sure, you try, go ahead. Like, and
I have to say that I love this interpretation of hell.
Oh my gosh, it's so interesting.
Right. I mean, the only version of Marvel's, because Marvel, as you know, lots of religions.
Yes.
So lots of different hells. The only one that tops this is the hell that was introduced in, it was one of the Iron Fist series, and that was insane.
Okay.
But this, I love it that I mean, like you said, like Hela says, it's not a sentence; it's a trial. Like,
right.
So you can escape hell. It's kind of, it's not like the Christian version of hell where you done. You in
done,
there.
You done screwed up, buddy. No, it's not permanent. Like, hell doesn't have to be permanent punishment in this interpretation, especially in Norse mythology, where the honored warriors go to Valhalla. There's also a place for the unhonored, dead who aren't evil. There's a place for the really bad guys, and then there's a place for the really, really bad guys. There's so many different afterlives in even the Thor part of the Marvel universe. And I'm sure some of our listeners are way more knowledgeable than me about, how the afterlife works in Thor's pocket of Marvel. But needless to say, this is one part of the afterlife, this Hela's dimension, Hela's kingdom, essentially, because she's the queen of hell. And it's not permanent. It's not permanent. And Shade is trying to get Malekith out, because if Malekith gets out, that means he gets out. Or so we are led to believe. And there comes a fight when Carnage and Neely, the other human character that we're following, Carnage and Neely get to hell, and Carnage is after Malekith. He's after Malekith because he wants the Codex. He wants kind of that symbiote energy that he probably still got from War of the Realms and some of the stuff that he did with Venom in that series. So we don't really know what Carnage's big plan is yet, but we know that Malekith is integral to it because of that Codex. There is a beast, a creature that is introduced here, and I'm going to try to pronounce the name correctly, but it is Rosvelg, the Corpse Eater, the Sin Crier. Now,
so cool.
Russ, this is actually a character from Norse mythology.
Yeah,
and
I imagined it was.
I love the idea of this character. I want Thor to fight this thing tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's a giant eagle-looking hawk with like a dragon's tail and a dragon's antlers. It is a monstrosity. And it comes after Neely and Carnage while they're fighting off some, just some undead zombies. And because, if you're in hell, why not have Carnage fight undead zombies? That, feels pretty boilerplate for a Marvel comic. And Rosvelg tries to go after Neely, and Carnage is like, nah, I'm not having any of that. So Carnage takes out the giant eagle monster, and we are left.
Well, it's how he takes out the eagle monster is amazing.
Walk us through that, Russ.
So this is kind of a trope that we've seen with well, I can't think of any examples, but I know I've seen this.
It's a common trope. I have nothing.
So like, Rosvelg is trying, like, his whole thing is that he kind of feeds on the evil deeds of the victim. But Carnage has done so many evil things that it's overwhelming for Rosvelg, and it's too much. Because like at first he's like seeing the events of absolute carnage and he's like, yeah, this is awesome. And then it's like, oh, it keeps going.
There's more?
Yeah. But wait, there's more. Man. Rosvelg is finally he kind of like succumbs. He doesn't die. That I don't think so. He is blinded.
Yeah, because Neely gets the last stab at him.
Yeah.
Carnage basically is like, okay, kill him.
Yeah, but apparently this creature is like living vicariously through one of Hela's what would you call that? Handmaidens, or
it kind of reminds me of in Game of Thrones when Bran wargs into like the crows and stuff like that. But on a massive level. So and that gets us to the end of number 6. Shade and Malekith are basically, they're in the wastes of hell because Shade has released him, and Malekith is making that promise to him, like, I can get you out of hell. You just gotta help a brother out. So let's go on to number 7, and this is where we actually get to see Carnage fight Malekith, but the cover to number 7, absolutely insane.
Another that looks like a Slayer cover, right?
Right. I mean, it's a giant fiery Carnage, with flames dripping off of him, and he's holding what looks like a mythosaur skull from Star
Yeah,
Wars.
it does.
Yeah. And I mean, just seriously, Kendrick Lim went. I don't know how you draw this.
I think this has to be digital.
I would
but
imagine, because it doesn't look like pen and ink.
no.
But there's like a blood splatter logo, and it's there's fiery skulls and skeletons in the background. It's quite a sight. I can definitely say that if I were a kid going to a comic book store, this would have been the issue that my mom would go to. So and again, Carnage is really not meant to be like a friendly neighborhood Carnage, kind of thing.
Even though he was a Spider-Man villain, but
right.
Well, not to jump ahead here, but the beginning of this issue, to use more wrestling terminology, really does a good job of putting over Malekith.
Oh yes, absolutely, because they fight a bunch of rhyme giants at the beginning, and I mean, you're right. We basically get a squash match between him and a bunch of giants, because Malekith is not a physically imposing figure. But
no,
he's quick, he's agile, and he's almost like a ninja in the way that he moves, and he's deceptive. So he's definitely a gifted fighter, even though Thor does get to punch him in the face a lot.
Yeah. I mean, we see how sadistic and cruel he can be, and he's like, it's why it's interesting that they matched him up with Carnage, because they're both psychotic.
This is so Russ, this kind of reminds me if we had ever gotten a like Luna Vachon versus Sensational Sherry match. That's what this would have been like. Just like, you're both crazy. Fantastic. I mean, think the ref's gonna get the shit kicked out of him.
I think this is Terry Funk and Cactus Jack just go.
You know what? I rescind what I said. Yours was better. Malekith takes out all these rhyme giants, and they're still trying to get their way out of hell, because there's a giant gateway that they can get through, but they have to go through Hela to get there. And Carnage and Hela make a deal.
Yeah.
We don't know what the stipulations of this deal are, but they make a deal, and Carnage and Neely and their giant symbiote wolf named Spike, which I thought was an interesting human-esque moment for Carnage. He's like, I like this dog. I'm gonna call him Spike. Like, Carnage is naming animals. Okay, cool.
Well, that's the thing about Carnage, is like sometimes he regresses to this almost childlike person, like and it's because like he grew up, and I'm pretty sure Carnage grew up in like an orphanage or something. He killed his family. He killed his family at a very young age, so he's kind of like eternally this child that is a sadistic killer.
It's definitely a twisted backstory. I'm sure someone that's more versed in Spider-Man could give you a more comprehensive answer. We're fresh out of Spider-Man scholars here, though.
Well, I mean, I've read Carnage's debut a lot, and it's definitely something with, he killed a family member when he was a youngster. It might have been a grandma.
Oh, well, that makes it just so much better.
Yeah.
Good grief. But Hela and Carnage have a deal, and basically we don't know the stipulations of that.
It's a loser leaves town match.
It is a loser leaves town match, and they both kind of want to deal with Malekith. They both want to deal with Shade, and Malekith almost takes the unwilling babyface role in this match that he definitely loses. And I was telling Russ before we got started here that Malekith and Carnage, in my opinion, have a better fight in issue 7 than Thor and Malekith had at the end of War of the Realms.
Mhm.
And there's a one issue buildup to this fight. It does feel like an example of difference of styles makes fights kind of battle. A very UFC kind of approach to this. It is the equivalent of if Thor and Malekith's fight at the end of War of the Realms was a year-long build-up to WrestleMania. It's like a 4-star, 3-star payoff.
Yeah.
This Carnage versus Malekith fight is a 5-star TV match that was not advertised.
Yeah. It's funny you said like about being the baby face, because Malekith was going to like murder children.
But like, he's not a good guy. Like,
No,
not a good guy by any stretch. It's a heel versus heel match.
yeah.
But if there was a baby face in this, if there was a good guy, quote unquote,
Yeah, I mean,
Malekith is kind of the one we're rooting for because John Shade is the one we're rooting for.
right. And Hela is just, I love her in this because she is just eating it up.
Oh, she's loving it. She's the special guest commentator. She's Vince. She's Mr. McMahon in the special guest commentator role, and she's like, get him, kick the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
So right.
And the thing about this fight is, like, you would think Malekith, being from the Thor office, that he would wipe the floor with Carnage. But I mean, he does at first until Carnage is like, I've got a foreign object.
I grow tired of this.
Yeah.
And he like swings a giant symbiote like scythe at him. Because really all Malekith has is like a dagger that he can kill a bunch of giants with, but Carnage is a whole different kind of monster.
Right.
And there's this one big full page panel where Roge Antonio just goes nuts. And it's when Carnage basically takes the codex from Malekith.
Yeah.
And it is, I mean, it's depicted as like a smoke. And Carnage is taking this codex, this energy from Malekith. He doesn't kill him, but like all the fight is out of Malekith at this point.
Oh yeah.
He absolutely, unequivocally wins the fight. And yeah, is there anything else here at the end, Russ, that you want to highlight? Because the fight's over. Like, Carnage wins. Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that I just think needs worth mentioning, if listeners want to continue this series, is that the codex that was inside Malekith was a piece of venom.
Yeah.
Which is that's bad news.
That's bad news bears right there.
the casual reader, or maybe somebody who doesn't pay attention to Venom and all that, might not know that Venom has actually been a good guy for a while.
Long time.
Even more so after the Donny Cates, because now Dylan Brock is Venom.
Yeah, Eddie's son is the main villain now because Eddie is the king of the symbiotes. So he took over the role of Null after really. And people, what we're getting at is you need to go read The King in Black.
Oh, it's so good.
King in Black may still be one of the most metal crossovers that I've ever read. And it honestly, if that's what I remember Donny Cates for, like, I'm a Thor fan. I love Thor books. I've enjoyed much of Donny Cates' run on Thor. But King in Black is where I go if I need like Donny Cates to give me a little bit of crazy.
Yeah.
And I mean,
and of course Null has that Thor connection,
right,
with Gore, which is so cool.
Necrosword just gets passed around from crazy to crazy.
It's like the Dark Saber.
Right, it is. It's like a very, very bad version of the dark saber. It's the darkest saber.
Yes, it
Uh,
is.
but at the end of this issue, kind of all of our characters part ways, and Carnage is continuing his rampage of blood and guts all over, the 10 realms and hell and all that stuff. And we know that he's continuing his journey from here. And if you want to keep reading, this series is still coming out regularly. So, at the time of recording, you can go check this out. And the artwork just gets better and better. The covers are just, disgustingly awesome. And Ram V is creating a interesting story, where we get little payoffs here and there, but we don't know what the larger scheme is yet. And I love when we're able to pay off small storylines in service to a larger storyline. I love that kind of building up of a character, of really a small cast of characters here that we continue to just get to know. We kind of live in their world, and I'm gonna definitely keep up with this Carnage series, because who knows, more of our Thor friends and foes may show up in this book. Russ, you got any final thoughts about Carnage 6 and 7?
Well, I actually, after reading this, considered just going back and reading from number 1.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of fun. It's really hard to sell a book about Carnage. I mean, I love
Why do
Carnage.
you say that?
But, well, he's a serial killer.
Well, that's like a tiny technicality.
Right.
This doesn't feel like a Marvel book, by the way.
But DC was doing a Joker book, but Joker actually wasn't the main character.
Okay.
It was kind of, I mean, it was meant to sell comics, obviously, his name being the title.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's not like I would have no, and I'm not going to say I have a problem with Carnage being the title character, because I don't. I think that's pretty cool that he has his own book. But it's different if, say, I went to the comic book store, and there's a Doctor Doom comic, just Doctor Doom. That makes more sense to me. You can relate more to Doctor Doom than you can Carnage.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. Yep.
But no, I really liked this. I'm curious. I always like it when the Marvel offices cross over, and that definitely happened here. But I do find it strange that they use Malekith just to get Carnage over. But Malekith will have his day again.
I'm sure someone in a few years will dust him off and be like, okay, Malekith, it's time to get in there, buddy. Time to get in there and wreak some havoc. And he's like, well, I would love that. I imagine Malekith speaks in a very smarmy British accent.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody, this has kind of been our hangover episode of more Malekith. And really, you tuned in for a Thor podcast and you didn't get much Thor. That's okay, because we will not disappoint. Next week we are doing a fantastic, very Thor themed episode next week. But Russ, where can people find you, keep up with you? And I know you've got a little bit of news for us, because something's shaken up in your world, and everybody, he's kept this from me, so I'm hearing it as you're hearing it. So Russ, the floor is yours. We'll give you the mic, put you in the ring, and I have a feeling you're not going to leave until you get what you want.
Choke on that, slap nuts. No, you can find me, of course, where I think Ryan and I first hit it off was Gamma Charge, the strongest.
Oh my gosh,
there is.
All about for Justin's rant pants from that. Lives rent free up here.
All about the Hulk.
And
gosh. All the versions of the Hulk, She-Hulk included.
Hold on, Russ. One thing, I've got you here. I need to tell you this. How freaking dare you take Nick Klein from the Thor book?
Well,
you guys are getting a gem.
We needed a win. Right.
I know you need a win. That last Hulk series kind of was like a fart in church. In my opinion, I didn't really understand it.
Oh,
Doesn't mean I didn't pick up my first appearance of Titan. 'Cause who knows if that's going to be worth anything.
Right.
But really, like, I'm so excited for that Hulk series, and I think it's going to be so much fun. Nick
yeah.
Klein's art is incredible, and not that Otley is any slouch. I'm not saying,
Right.
but
Well, Otley really saved that book.
he came in at the 11th hour and was like, okay, we're closing out this bitch.
Yeah.
Because I believe, didn't he write the last few issues?
I believe he did, yeah. But not to get off topic, but like if the art hadn't been as great as it was, I don't know if I would have liked the series at all.
Yeah.
And I love Donny Cates, but I
Yeah.
did not like Donny Cates Hulk. Just
Well,
didn't like it.
and
You
luckily
can't win them all.
there's tons of Kates out there that we do love. But you guys are getting a real gem in Nick Klein over at the Hulk
Mhm.
show. And I have definitely done my own personal rant pants on here. Cursing you and Justin for getting one of our guys. So anyway, I had to say that while I had you here. But yeah, sorry to interrupt you, but please continue.
As you mentioned earlier, Ryan, we are doing Predator and Prey. We do that once a month, also with Justin and also the High Priest of Khonshu, Ray.
All right.
What else am I doing? I have kind of already launched the Toxic Crusaders podcast.
Okay.
All about the animated series that was spun off a very rated R movie called The Toxic Avenger, and it
Okay.
is The Toxic Crusaders. That is approved by the Toxic Avenger creator, Lloyd Kaufman.
Hey, congrats.
Yeah. But, I got my start doing a little show called Tomes of Evil, which
Yes.
was the comic book supervillain podcast.
Was.
Yes. Now, we had our last full ongoing episode just like a couple weeks ago. Maybe not even that. And Justin has convinced me to come back to do every now and then specials. Like, I know he mentioned that, there's a Craven movie coming out soon. We could do one on Craven.
If you ever need a Ulick episode,
Oh,
I will be offended to the nth degree if I'm not involved in some way.
I love you, Lick. So, yeah, but I am going to give an exclusive update. I have been working my ass off trying to put together something special that I've only told like a very few people.
Oh, okay.
In place of Tomes of Evil.
Okay.
So, there's a saying that I want to say, Ryan, and I think you'll recognize it.
Okay.
The dark side is a pathway to many abilities.
Oh my god.
Some consider to be unnatural.
Oh my gosh. Russ, does that mean what I think it means? What? Explain to me the ways of the dark side.
Have you ever heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis?
Oh my
Why?
gosh.
So
What dispense with the vagueness. What have we got coming up?
okay, so I don't have a name yet. I'm bouncing around a few different names. But we're doing a Dark Lord of the Sith podcast.
Oh my gosh, yes. 1,000 times yes in all the galaxies across the universe. Oh my goodness. Hey, as Darth Maul is my favorite Star Wars character, I cannot get more behind that. Please keep us updated because we want to full send support that and all that craziness that's going to be. Oh my gosh, man. Thanks for the exclusive, everybody. You have truly witnessed history. A nerd announced that he wanted to talk about Star Wars, and pretty sure we'll all remember where we were the day that was admitted. No, that's awesome, man. Do you have anything else? I mean, you have so few things going on in your life right now.
Oh God,
you know,
yeah, don't get me started.
Anything else that listeners need to know, want to know about Russell Moran and what he's got going on?
Well, you know, the Macho Man, Elizabeth, will you marry me?
Everybody,
look at it, Daddy. Look at it like this. I don't want no bologna sandwiches. I like ham. Get the ham, damn it. A little bit of Colby Jack cheese on top of that. Why the hell didn't my son win at WrestleMania? That's what I want to know.
Don't start on that. But everybody, hey, I hope you've enjoyed what was kind of a comic book podcast. It was mostly, like I said, it was an excuse for Russ and I to get up early on a Saturday and to hang out, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I know if you enjoyed it half as much as I did, you had an absolutely great time. So everybody, you can go find Russ, Gamma Charged. You can go to Toxic Crusaders. You can wait for the Dark Lords of the Sith project that is inbound and it's incoming. You can go check out Predator Prey, which is fantastic. Ray, Justin, and Russ do a great job on that. And they have a lot of creator interviews. So if you like creators like Ed Brisson, Jed McKay, like Russ he's talked to a veritable pantheon of amazing people and creators. So we appreciate you just being here, hanging out with us, Russ. It's been a good it's been a great way to wake up on a Saturday. And I know people are going to be listening to this on a Monday, but we got up early on a weekend. We did the thing, and man, it's
late for me.
Right, because again, Russ is a vampire bat,
yes,
and he has to go to bed after that. So everybody, you can check us out at the Mighty Thor Podcast. You can join our Patreon at the link in our bio. You can become a Thor Core member, and you can join us as a listener prime if you want to. That's another great way to support the show. You can get early episodes, bonus episodes, and you'll learn stuff about the show way in advance. And as soon as we know, you'll know. So everybody, until we see you next time aboard the Rainbow Bridge, we encourage you to do one thing, no matter where you are, no matter what realm you are in, no matter what villains you are fighting in your life. We encourage you to do one thing, and that is to stay worthy.
And that's the bottom line, 'cause Russ Cold said so.